Welcome to the Daniela Baumann Show, where we inspire and empower you to embrace your journey and unleash your potential. I'm your host, Daniela Baumann, and today we have an incredible guest with us who embodies love, possibility, and abundance. He is a well-known spiritual teacher, a Himalayan yogi, and the man known as the Yogi with a Lamborghini. Master Sri Akarshana has given his life to spreading uplifting messages and guiding others on their path to success and fulfillment. In today's episode, we explore his journey, his insights on the law of attraction, and how we can all live a more positive and abundant life. So let's dive in. Hello and welcome.
Thank you so much, Daniela.
Wow.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so excited. This is a big honor for me today.
Thank you.
To have you here on the podcast.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Yes. Let's start with your part as a yogi.
Okay.
And when did you realize your purpose was to share love and positivity with the world? Wow.
Well, I think it's just like everybody, it's a journey. Life's a journey. And we go through a lot of things, which allows us to grow through a lot of things. And then I guess probably because I was a little bit more daring. You can say daring or naive.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Naive in the sense where when I see a door, I like to open it and see what's on the other side. So I opened enough doors, I fell over enough times to then realize, hey, wait there a second. There's maybe 99 doors that is not for me. Mm-hmm. And then I find the 100th door and I said, that's for me, you know. So I feel like sometimes people, they probably just want to sit there to find their purpose, you know. I hope it comes to me one day where I know my meaning of life, you know. But for me, I think I would say I stumbled across it, you know. And I think that sometimes that's what it takes people to do. How do you find yourself if you're not willing to go out and search, you know? And I think people are fearing taking the wrong path or opening the wrong door, but you know, a lot of the time after so many doors, then you realize, just like a relationship, right? Mm-hmm. You go into a few relationships, you know, oh, actually, that's not for me, you know?
Yeah.
So it's just like that.
But did you think sometimes that it's better to let it with the flow, or it's better to really focus on something?
Well, I think it's just like a lot of people, they're starting to understand now that, you know, being an ultimate flow state is the balance between discipline and surrendering. Mm-hmm. So if we completely just say, okay, just whatever, sometimes we may not go anywhere because, you know, we can only flow with what we know. And so how can we get into that super conscious flow and, you know, dance with the universe? A lot of the time it doesn't happen. But when we start working on ourselves and when we start equipping our vessel, then there's some discipline there. Mm-hmm. You know, it's almost like the universe is seeing your capacity and saying, okay, are you ready for the new opportunity I'm going to give you? And it's observing you every single day. And if you're some lazy person who's not trying and not daring enough, then it's not going to give you a bigger purpose and a bigger responsibility. So I think sometimes people misunderstand that idea of flow, and they're just, you know, maybe a bit too relaxed and a bit maybe lazy or maybe procrastinating and hoping that in divine timing everything will happen for me. But, you know, out of all people, I mean, you guys know it best, you know, you guys new to Dubai and working so hard. I see you everywhere, you
wow.
know, and it's
so
like,
much.
and I've seen your growth in just the last, you know, couple of years, and it's, you know, I can see that there's a lot of hard work that goes on behind the scenes for you to now call it, oh, you're in flow, you know. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You are so right. Yeah, it's like what I can say. you have to be focused, otherwise you lose yourself. And that's why for us it's so important, of course, that we have our goals, but also we came to Dubai to relax a little bit more. This was also our focus 3 years ago when we came here and we didn't know what we are doing here. What is our purpose? What universe giving to us? And now we know what we want, but also we try to find the balance, not to push too much or have too much goals. Otherwise, we don't live in the moment. And I think this is the biggest problem also in Dubai, that a lot of people, they have so many goals. And when I see them, they don't have time for family. They don't have time for friends. They only focus on the goals. And I think for myself, oh my God, I don't want this.
I think as wonderful as Dubai is, with all the convenience and all the great, thriving energy that's happening around here, I think that it's also very easy for people to get lost here, because it's like that shiny object syndrome. Like there's almost too many things you can do, and there's so many opportunities that, sometimes if you don't know yourself well, you end up getting lost because you say yes to this, yes to that, yes to this, and then suddenly you're like, oh, what am I doing, And like what you just said before, I think success requires focus.
Yes.
When you focus on one thing, that's where your energies expand, so, yeah.
Now you're right. Why? I remember when I saw the first time the book, The Secret, and I was reading, and I recommend the book to everyone else. But there was some leak where I don't understand, They show you, of course, you have to think about your thoughts, you have to stay positive and all these things. But then later on, I realized there was something missing in the manifestation. In this today world, everyone was speaking about or is speaking about the manifestation. And my question to you is, what is the right thing? How you can start, how you really can start to manifest your dream life. Where you start?
So I think there's many laws of the universe, many laws. When people talk about law of attraction, it's like one part of it. We're talking about your vibrational frequency being aligned, and when you're aligned, then the universe is responding and giving you something of the equal vibration. But there's many parts missing to that. I think The Secret did a good job of making law of attraction more commercial, because, but for some people, there's a misunderstanding there, I remember when I first watched The Secret, I didn't read it, I watched it. Somebody gave me a DVD back then, and then I put it in there, and then I remember that scene where the guy sits on the sofa, he's saying like Ferrari, 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 and boom, or something like that, some elephant arrives or something, I don't know, I can't remember what he was thinking about, and arrives in the living room, and I remember that scene, and I switched it off at that point, because I was like, what is this nonsense, Because I've always worked very hard to achieve everything I've achieved in life. But then afterwards I realized that, no, it's not nonsense. What I always say to people is, I think that law of attraction allows you to attract the opportunity. So meaning when I'm in a vibrational frequency of love, I may manifest somebody in front of me that is full of love. Or if I'm in the frequency of wealth or abundance, then I may manifest a very rich person who arrives, I'm sat at the coffee shop, then suddenly sat next to me. So I always say law of attraction attracts the opportunity. But the actions we take is what allows you to grab the opportunity.
Okay.
So let's say, for example, if we're fully in love vibe right now, I may manifest the love of my life in front of me, but that does not mean she'll come over to me, hey, let's get married. It's not.
You have to do
it's
something.
Not like, I'll have to at least say some words. I'll have to take action. I'll have to have some courage, and I'll have to, So I think that part was probably the not really explained part in The Secret.
Okay.
And so but the part that I was missing before was I was missing the vibrational frequency part. So I was hustling and grinding, and when I was able to combine the both things, meaning the metaphysical and the physical components, I realized that, hey, everything is easier now. It's coming faster, you know, and I think that's the secret. I think it's the bridge between the two things, you know.
Yes, you're so right. Nobody speak about frequency in this time. There was only like thinking about your thoughts, you know, but not about frequency. But now I love to dive a little bit deeper. Did you manifest your life?
Manifest. We manifest everything.
Yeah, every part of your life.
Every part of my life.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. But actually, I don't think, you know, Daniela, that it's me who's manifested my life. I feel that, and I know that everybody has manifested their life.
Yes.
And I know that there will be some people out there who are listening to this who may be facing some challenges right now, or maybe people who have been through some severe challenges,
yes.
you know. And it's very hard for them to, you know, take this truth on to say, oh, I manifested that, you know. But on a, maybe you didn't consciously do it, but we have a conscious, we have a subconscious, there is a superconscious, there's 3 levels of consciousness. And the superconscious level is when we start talking about karma and past lives and our energetic frequency that has been going on for generations. So, you know, when we say manifested something, it's not just what you said or did this lifetime too. And this is the big secret that I realized when I went to the Himalayas through my whole initiation journey and spiritual journey, you know.
Wow,
Yeah.
this is interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. But when someone from our audience, I think a lot of people are struggling, what you give them for advice, you know, it's what you say before, it's not easy to tell them you manifested. This is your life, you choose. How they can come out from this situation? Did they have to think about more positive? It's also not easy when you are struggling, or maybe you lose someone. How?
Actually, Daniela, I think that it's not easy to think positive anyway. As a human being, our brains are wired for negativity. That's
Yes.
just the way it is.
Yeah.
You know, our brains are naturally skeptical. It is, and I think we need to accept that our brains are wired to protect us, even from caveman days. That's what it's there to do. So today, when somebody is nice to you, you start questioning, why are you so nice to me? Like it's normal. And so when we understand our brains are wired that way, when we have a challenge or a problem arise, it's natural that our minds focus on the fear or the doubts or the problem. There's too many people who are always, I mean, I'm not saying that, you know, psychology doesn't work or NLP doesn't work. I mean, we teach this stuff too. It works. But I think it's too many people focus on how do I get rid of my fears? How do I get rid of my negative thoughts? How do I get rid of this? When in actual fact, you know, if I be honest, through my journey, I think that the thing that I did probably well was that I just didn't focus on it. And even including today, I think a lot of people think, oh, wow, you have all this and all positivity. Wow, you must be positive all the time. No, I probably have every negative thought every single day that everybody does, naturally. Naturally it arises. Like, just for example, right now in Dubai, we're investing in it's about maybe $10, $15 million construction. And I've never made an investment in real estate or construction, especially at that amount before. And so something like, when I'm doing something that I'm unfamiliar with, does fear or doubt crop up? Of course. Another thing is, have I ever been burned before? Of course, yes. We got, actually, I haven't shared the story with many people, but when we first got to Dubai, we got scammed.
Wow.
2 point something million. We got scammed. It was a huge scam as well because they spent probably around 6-7 months. They set up everything. This is my mother, this is my whatever, this is my, invited us to many houses. I never knew that was happening here in Dubai, but because they took us through the whole journey and took 7 months to do this scam, it seemed so legit, you know, because we met everything, even their car that was not theirs, their yacht that was not theirs, their house that was not theirs, you know. So after doing things like that, imagine now, again, 2 years on, we're going again and investing in real estate, and that's what they scammed us in last time. Is there fear or doubts that pop up? Of course.
Yes.
So what I'm saying is, just like everyone, every single day, we still have those doubts and fears. But the only difference is when I recognize it, probably within 3, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, I say, no, I'm choosing to not believe in that. I'm choosing to not, And some people will say, oh, that's naive. You got cheated before. Why would you? No, actually, there is no other way. This is the law of attraction.
Yes.
It's not a choice, I either think that, it's like people in a relationship. I think he's cheating on me, or I think she, well, actually, when it happens, they say, you see, I knew it was happening.
Yes.
But then you have to ask the question, you knew it was happening, or you manifested it to happen? It's like a chicken and egg question,
So interesting. It means like when someone have these thoughts, of course, we have these negative thoughts, for every one of us, I have it also. But then I say to myself, I don't want this now. This morning I was waking up, in the night I was waking up, and I had, for a short moment, this fear thoughts, and I never had this long time ago. It was in the pandemic, the last time when we had to close our studios, our fitness studios. And it comes over me, and I think, I don't want this fear. From where this fear is coming? I didn't understand. Did you have an answer of this? Why this comes from nothing?
I mean, it won't come from nothing. There'll always be a root. So it'll either be in this lifetime or past lifetime. There's something that comes up. And these things usually come up with different planetary alignments, because like full moon amplifies energy. So sometimes things bring up, Now we just had the new moon, which is also illuminating a lot of things. So things just come up. That's why sometimes people cry for no reason as well, It's a release, so it's normal. Yeah.
But I think this, what you say, is very important. When you feel this in this moment...
Don't give it attention.
Yes.
I always say to people, energy loves attention.
Yes. Then I concentrate on something else. And then I lose it, and I'm happy.
That's it.
But not everyone is on this level.
It's not, right, not being on that level is not a problem. It's just about the willingness to practice it.
But how the people can practice it? How they can start?
My life is dark. So I look at my life as dark. I can't pay the bills, or these problems are happening. I'm having these arguments. If I focus on that expands. I get more problems. So if the darkness is there, where do I look? I look to the light. So it's the same, it's the same principle. And then they say, you look at the light. So, for example, a lot of people talk about gratitude practices. Does it work? Of course it works. I mean, if you're really upset right now and you start thinking, and I'm forcing you, you force yourself to, you say, I have to think about 10 things I'm grateful for. Okay, I'm grateful for breath, I'm grateful for life, I'm grateful that my arms can move, I'm grateful that, there's air conditioning here in the desert heat, When I start thinking about that, then does my vibrational frequency change? Of course it changes, because you're no longer focusing on that, It's just like if you had a toothache right now, right? You say, oh, my tooth really hurts. Somebody comes and stamps on your foot. You're not going to think about the toothache. It's just a redirection of energy, Yeah. And then you're saying, oh, yeah, and then what will happen? Slowly, your foot will become okay. And then what will happen? Now you're back to the tooth. What do you do again? Stamp on the foot again. So it's actually the same thing, I look at it as the same principle. It's like, oh, I might get cheated here. Okay, no, I'm not. I trust. I'm grateful. I'm worthy. And then you go back into this, and then slowly it comes again. And oh, what if this happens? No, okay, I'm grateful. Keep going and keep going. And the thing is, when you give that positivity and the light more attention, the light will serve you more. If you give the problem more attention, the problem will keep coming back. I always see energy as like little kids.
Yes.
You give it attention, it keeps coming back at you.
And it becomes bigger.
Yeah, and then when you don't give it attention, what will happen? Slowly, it'll come visit a lot less than before.
Yes.
And that's what I find. I find that now, these thoughts, they visit me a lot less. Why? Because my daily practice, even till today, I'm not saying my fears go away, my doubts go away, no. I'm saying that even till today, when I have those negative thoughts, boom, I just shift it. That's it.
And I think it starts with the day, how you start your day.
Yeah.
For myself, morning routine, it's so important. Every day we stand up, we do a meditation, breath work, affirmation. What I do also is write 5 things down for what I'm grateful. And I think this is the most important thing, how you start your day. And my question is to you, how you start your day?
It's the same thing. Breath work. We do breath work. I don't really do what I needed to do before. I probably would do a lot more incantations, affirmations, and things. I would do some mirror work stuff in the morning in the past. But I feel, like I said, I feel like over time, when you do it a long time, it kind of just ingrains in you. You don't, you will practice what you need at that time. And at different phases in your life, you need different things, But for me, I need to move my body. I need to stretch. I need to, because that's my energy.
Of course.
So, I mean, out of everything, you're a dancer. So you know that it changes everything. It changes your mood, So I have to move my body. I have to drink a lot of water, I have to sit in silence. So I have to not scroll my phones and get on my emails or anything like that. I have to not be technology early in the morning. So these things, yeah. But I think, the gratitude practice is so ingrained in me now that, it's just throughout the day, just in every moment, I'm just thinking about,
Yes.
And that gratitude, it's, having an attitude of gratitude changes everything. It really does. For me, I would say that it has... being somebody who grew up non-religious, it gets me emotional when I think about gratitude these days, because I know something somewhere, whatever you want to refer to, is keeping me alive today.
Yes, you are so right. Yeah.
And I mean, especially in this region of the world, we know there's so much war going on too. There's people, children, that are dying in every single moment. And, sometimes people say, well, what have I got to be grateful for? You've got breath to be grateful for. We're alive right now. I mean, what more do you need to just know that there has to be hope? Because whoever that energy is, what God, what Buddha, what Krishna, what Allah, whatever it is you believe in, it's chose that you should not die today.
Yeah.
That's a blessing.
That's a blessing.
And then from there, I always ask myself, I say, with this amount of gratitude, I need to say, okay, how should I repay you? That's how I live my life every single day. That's how I say, how do I repay you? People see me every single day in that hustle and grind. They say, oh, you're working all the time. It's like every week, there was weekends. What weekends? Every day, every night, non-stop working. People say, oh, you're working all the time. I say, I cannot not work. Say, why? I say, because I'm just repaying. Like, I have to give back. I don't want at the end of this thing, when I leave this body and I go through to the other side of the tunnel, and then I arrive, and then whatever God looks like will sit there and look at me. I don't want them to say, hey, I give you life. What did you do? You just sat there watching Netflix? I don't want that. I want whatever it is to happen at the end for me to be able to sit there and to be able to be proud and say, hey, thank you for life, and I tried my best, I cannot account for being perfect. I cannot say that I'm perfect and did it 100% well, but at least I can say I tried my best.
Yes. Yeah, I think this is so important. When I see people, they only think about themselves. I'm the best, and I want to have more money, and they don't be what I can say touched to do something for others, It breaks my heart. I feel like, oh my God, one day you leave this world with nothing. Of course with nothing. You came with nothing.
With a memory of having a Lamborghini.
Yes. You didn't learn anything in this world. And I feel like when I hear you, I feel like I feel the energy, I feel the love, I feel the pain, I feel the emotional part. And I think it's so important that when you go from this world, that what you say, that you look at God, look at the universe, and say, I really do my best. And I be grateful also every day. And I think this is the key in life.
It definitely is.
Yes.
Yeah, it
And
definitely is. I mean, I'm living my life. You know, I love there's a phrase that says, you know, people think that I work like I have no life. But what they don't see is that I'm living like I have no work.
oh yeah, this is interesting.
You know, I don't feel I'm working.
It's the
Never
same
a
like
day.
me. I
Yeah.
never feel I'm working. That's why I remember in the young age, my dream was to become a dancer. But I was telling myself I never ever like to be in a job I hate. And that's why my mission is to wake the people up, to tell them you need to find your purpose in life, the most important thing. And when you found your purpose, automatically you become successful. And when you found your purpose to help others, automatically the universe will be so thankful and reward you for this. And
I'll tell you something interesting. When I was 25, 26, I was probably at the peak of my business career then, earning the most amounts of money. So I was doing millions of dollars in different contracts and things like that, and we were exporting steel and rubber and things like that. So, and we had a restaurant franchise. And when I changed into this industry here, I've been 12 years now in this industry of personal development and academy, helping people, things like that, speaker. My first maybe 4 years as a speaker, I was not making any money. Like, I'm saying actually needing to take money out of my pocket every day to, I mean, that's why I know this events business that you're doing, it's not easy, you know, it really, I think people see it as, oh, wow, so nice, you're so good. Actually, it's a lot of work. It's very hard to motivate people. It's very hard to motivate people to go to an event.
Yes.
And then the costs are high, and then you've got so many things to run and so many things to look after, responsibility, everything. And, you know, for 4 years, I was still needing to take money out of my own pocket to keep this thing alive. But I'll tell you something, you know, I never came in for money. And I realized that, because back then people would say, and my family would say, do you not want to just open another restaurant again and do what you're used, you know, and make money? No, I really don't. And then I realized that it really has nothing to do with the money. Like obviously it's important because you cannot sustain without the money.
Yes.
But I realized that, yeah, it's that truth where I would be much happier earning 100K a year doing something that I actually enjoyed rather than earning $1 million a year doing something that I didn't enjoy.
Yes.
And I think that sometimes people get lost and they don't realize that. That's why I think what you said there was really, really true. People should work on finding themselves and finding their purpose. You know, that's a big secret to life.
But this is very interesting what you say. When we came to Dubai, you know, we were thinking in the beginning to open here some studios. And then we feel like, no, we like to do something for the people, you know. And like you say before, hard work, motivation, motivate the people all the time, follow up, you know, that you fill the room. But I really believe that everything what you do also for other people is coming back. Maybe not right away, maybe it takes some years. But for me also it's important to focus, to do something good to the people. And the rest will come from alone.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
This is what I believe.
Yeah, it's what you give out, you will receive, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not about everything about money, how much money you get. And there are so many people out there, you know, they're only focused in money. They don't love what they're doing.
Yeah.
And what I think there will be a hole, you know, in their lives that they are.
I was there. When I was 26, I was there.
Experience.
I went into depression. I wanted not to live, actually. I used to look up wherever it was, and I used to say, take my life away. That's how I used to go to work when I was 26.
But the interesting things, what makes click that you change your life in this moment? Is there any situation where you...
I'll tell you a funny story. I mean, it's funny now, but it wasn't funny then. But I was making, like I said, it was the peak of my career at that time, financially. And I used to get into my James Bond car, look up at the skies every day, and I said, just take me away. And then one day there was somebody who said they're going on a volunteer trip to Kenya. Mm-hmm. And then they said, do you want to go? And I said, no, why on earth would I want to go to Kenya, you know? And I was drinking heavy then. Every night I would go out to get drunk to drink myself to sleep because I was suffering from big depression, you know? Wow. And then one day I was out with my friends, I was drinking. The same day, the girl asked me to go to a volunteer trip. And I said, this random girl asked me to go to a volunteer trip out to Kenya. Do you know what they said to me? They said, don't go. I said, why? He said, it's very dangerous. I was like, dangerous? I called Lisa. I said, Lisa, when's your flight? She said, tomorrow. I said, I'll book my flight. I'll go with you.
Wow.
My thought was, maybe if I go out, something may happen to me. That's how messed up my head was. When I went out there, I couldn't believe it. I really couldn't believe it, because when I went out there, we went straight into the shanty towns, and like the kids, I remember that first scene, the kids were just playing in the playground. Nothing they had. They were kicking this ragged doll thing around, and then they were just cheering. And then I seen in the far, there was like a mud hut. There was a lady there, and she was cheering, and she was smiling, and she was cheering. Biggest and most beautiful smile I've seen in my life. Wow. And I burst into tears. There was a big awakening, because I was like, what is wrong with you? Why are they so happy? Mm-hmm. It looks like they have nothing, but it looks like they have everything. What is going on? You're supposed to be grateful for what you have. Why are you not grateful? You know, it gave me a whole shift of perspective in life. Like it changed my life. That's why I set foot there. You know, it's been 12 years now, our charity. We've got a land there, we've got an orphanage there, we're home to hundreds of kids, and we have our school. And we go out every single year. And we just came back a few weeks ago. So, wow. But it's the most, like, I really, that's when I said, you know, my motto in life is giving is living. Because it is, you know, when you find, like what you've been saying, when you find an area to give and an area to serve, and you realize that, hey, can you believe that a human being has the capacity to give life to other people? Like, it's very strange. I feel emotional thinking about it now, because I remember, like, it was probably like the second trip out there. There was a volunteer who sat next to me, and she said, do you realize those kids right now, like, they probably wouldn't be alive right now if it wasn't for you. God. I was like in tears, and I was thinking, you're saying that somebody who felt like I had no purpose in this world, can give life to other people? And so that's why right now, you know, my encouragement for people is the same as yours. You know, I encourage people, hey, you know, find an area to serve, find an area to give. You will be amazed at what contribution you can actually give to the world. You may think, oh, I'm useless, or I'm not good at this, or not good at that, or I can't do much. No, actually, you can do a lot.
This is a very good advice, you know, for our audience. When you feel you are struggling, when you feel like a victim, when you feel all the other people are bad around you, go in a hospital or make volunteer.
Yeah.
Then you see, I think then you realize, oh, my life, it's not so bad. But why? Sometimes I don't understand.
We need to have that perspective.
We need to have, yes.
That's why I love taking people to, it's funny, you know, we take volunteers out to Kenya every year, and every time you see, oh, I realize I'm so grateful for my life, and, you know, even the most miserable people, they say, oh, I'm so grateful for everything. I'm grateful for a bed, grateful for a warm shower, you know, they say grateful for all these things. But it's very interesting, this gratitude thing, you know. Because what I always see is they have that perspective when they do that, and they go back home, and then they're so joyful. They're just happy with everything for a while.
For a while?
It's funny, because what I'm saying is after some months, then they start falling into their patterns again. But it's because everybody else is complaining about things, right? Then they start complaining and moaning about things again. And not just observing other people, but even for myself, I feel like, you know, I always say, every single year I go to the Himalayas for my spiritual training. because it grounds my energies, you know, and I feel it is very much needed. Then I feel charged and ready to come back into like a world like Dubai, you know, and ready for it again. But in the same way, for the last 12 years, every year I go out to Kenya, I get that perspective. And every time I come back, I'm full of gratitude once again. So it's like a recharge, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, but I think people need it, you know?
Yes, I think also. I think this is life changer. But when they don't have the possibility to go to Kenya, what they can do, how they can start. How they can start, you know, sometimes it's not easy to tell them, you have to be thankful. For me, it's easy. I be thankful every day for my body. I be thankful for my mind. I be thankful for everything, for the friends, for the family. But for someone else,
I think it's what you said before, Daniela. I think they need to go and see something that is.
They need to go. They need to go to hospital. They need to go.
That's what I'm saying. They need to realize. Yeah. They need to realize how lucky they actually are, even when they feel they're not lucky, even when they feel they've gone through something. But there's always somebody who's going through something worse than you know? And I always say to people, it's a perspective. It really, everything in life is a perspective.
Yeah.
And you know what people usually say when they're in that victim mindset? They usually say, but you don't understand what I've been through, right?
Yeah.
And, and that's victim mindset. It's normal. You don't understand what I've been through. But it's because they're so indulged in that negativity right now, they can't see anything else. But one thing I always say to people, right, because we're from sunny England, so we know when you're in London and you're in the underground, right? When you're in London underground and everybody's shoving and pushing and everything like that, everybody's miserable, right? Everybody is, right? Apart from some people.
Yes.
If next time you go on an underground or any public transport, and if you sit there, you'll observe that most people are miserable because everybody's stuffy, it's hot, it's whatever, you know, all this. But then there'll always be somebody there who's just
smiling.
Now you need to ask the question, what gives them the right to smile then?
Yes,
you know?
You are right.
You know, so what do you learn about this? You learn that actually it's not about the circumstance, it's not about the environment, because we're in the same environment right now.
Yes.
But some people know how to smile in those situations, and some people don't. It's a perspective. And when you realize that it doesn't matter what I'm going through or growing through right now, what challenge is happening, that actually if I shift my perspective, right, I will shift my emotions, then I will shift my vibrations, and then I will shift what else I'm going to attract in my life. That's why a lot of people, the moment they focus on the negativity, it spirals downhill. They're going to attract more of it.
Yes, you're so right. Thank you so much for all the insights, you know. I think this is really helpful for our audience. Something else, staying present in life can be also challenging, especially in tough times. What techniques do you use to remain grounded and focused in the moment?
Okay. There's thousands of breath work that you can practice.
Okay.
But the most simplest thing for everybody to do is just conscious, slow, deep inhale, exhale. That's all. I'm talking about breathing long. Slow. If anybody gives a 20-second, 30-second, or even a 1-minute breath, okay, you give 3 of those. Start noticing what's happening. Do that for 1 minute, do that for 2 minutes, do that for 3 minutes, do that for 5 minutes. Start noticing what happens. Your mind will silence. Your mind will silence, and then you will start becoming more present of everything. I just took 1 breath. Right? I don't know if the listeners, the viewers took that breath with me. But if not, you do it now. Once you've done it, you realize that you hear more. I can hear the aircon now.
Oh, this is very interesting. Can we do it for the audience?
Yes, of course.
Let's do it.
So we just
so
take
excited.
a slow, deep inhale, slowly. And a gentle exhale. And that's just only 1 breath. But do you hear more in the room? Do you feel more? I feel the cold in my palms now. I didn't feel that before. I didn't notice it. You know, I'm noticing a lot more. I notice the lights. I notice your shoes. I notice that. Just breath.
Wow.
It's just simple, you know, and everyone can do it, and it's free to do. That was one breath. Imagine if you did 10. Mm-hmm. Imagine if you did 10 minutes of it. You know, you will get into bliss without alcohol, without any other thing, just breath. Yeah, so simple practice for everybody, easy. Yeah,
it's very easy. And also healthy for your body.
Yeah,
you know?
very healthy.
A lot of people are drinking too much alcohol, taking too much drugs, you know, and this doesn't change.
Yeah,
this doesn't change.
You know, Daniela, one of the first spiritual lessons I received in this yoga journey many years back. I remember my spiritual master. He said to me, he said, "Breath is life." And I remember when I heard that, I was like, yeah, okay, whatever, you know, just some breathing, you know. I always breathe anyway, you know. And then the more I practiced it, the more I realized it was life. The more I realized it's everything. It gives you life. You manifest better from it. You are always, you know, you release all stress from it. And how do you understand breath is life is actually very simple. It's about the depth of your breath. Mm-hmm. Most people are shallow breathing. Right? Most people were, on average, people are breathing about 60 to 80 times per minute, like this, okay? 30 to 50 times per minute, we're just breathing normally. And the interesting thing is, if you look at humans live for, what, I don't know, life expectancy now, 80, whatever, right? 80, 90, whatever. So 80, 90 years. If you take a dog breathes about 80 to 90 times per minute. Mm-hmm. So dogs live for, what, 10, 15 years, right? If you take a turtle breathes 1 to 3 times per minute. A turtle lives for hundreds of years.
Wow.
We always say that nature is the best indication to how life is, right? Breath is life. When you take slow, deep inhale, exhale, it will change your life. It will completely change your life. When you are stressed, when you have anxiety, what happens to your breath? It goes more shallow. Mm-hmm. Right? So more negative energies when it's shallow. More positive energies, more light when it's deep. It's the answer to everything. It really is.
It means like when you are in a stressful situation, then you think about to breathe in slowly, breathe out like 3 times, and then you come down. Then it changed.
Because any negative energy, if someone's angry, it's shallow.
Yes.
The moment you take a deep breath, it'll calm you down. It's just that simple.
Wow, thank you so much. Wow. For our audience, this is the best advice, I think, you know, that really they can change something right away in this moment.
It's easy, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, my question, but I don't think my next question is, of course, we speak about facing challenges as part of life. Is there any difficulties, of course, before what you share with us? You was depressed. But for me, it will be interesting when people are really have this struggling, or they lose something in life, or they lose family partner in life, how they come out of this, what advice you will give. It's not about, you don't can say you have to breathe in, breathe out, but did you give them advice, there is a light at the end of the tunnel, or what they can do exactly?
Yeah. Well, actually, just having the trust and knowing that time is healing.
Okay.
Because, you know, sometimes we have it a lot of time with many of our students, our community. When people lose loved ones, they say, you know, I'm really upset about this. I'm crying every day. I can't get over this and things like that. What shall I do? And actually, a lot of the times I say, do you know why you're upset? Why you are crying every day? You're crying every day because love. You're not crying every day because of negativity. You're crying every day because that person meant a lot to you.
Yes.
You're experiencing love. You're crying, you're grieving is because of love. And he says, so what should I do about it? How do I stop? I said, maybe you shouldn't stop. Why should you stop? Because thou shalt too pass. Time is healing. Mm-hmm. You're supposed to. Imagine if your loved ones died around you and you just went partying. That would be wrong. Mm-hmm. That would be like, hey, what are you doing? You know, what's going on? No, actually, if you've lost something you love and you're unhappy, it's part of this journey right now. It's part of this time.
Yes.
You know, and I think that sometimes we probably in our minds we think that no, we're supposed to be just on that high all the time or something like that. No, there are ups and downs in life.
Yes.
And the only thing is though, when you are down, are you upset that you're down about it? Mm-hmm. You know, because if I'm feeling down because I've lost something I love, then I'm just witnessing it and I'm saying, hey, I'm supposed to feel this way right now. And then where do we get to? We lift our vibration to acceptance. Mm-hmm. We accept that this is the time, and it's happening right now.
And I think it's also important. I had this situation also. I was thinking I give so much energy, you know, in this what I love, and there is nothing moving. And then I realize, yes, the universe like to show me, take a pause. Everything is coming in the right way. And then I understand, of course, everything is coming in the right way. But sometimes when you are not going forward, it shows you, enjoy the moment.
That's right.
Enjoy the moment now.
That's the secret.
That's the secret.
That is the secret.
But it's also not easy to understand. Like for me, you know, I like to, go forward. I love to see results. But then I realized, Daniela, now it's time, enjoy this moment. Enjoy the moment with your family. Enjoy the moment in the morning on the beach. But this is something I had to learn also. It was a learning process for me.
You know, sometimes when you say enjoy the moment, and then you're thinking positive for these things. I would go as far as saying that we need to embrace certain challenges in our life, mm-hmm. you know, and as crazy as it sounds, enjoy the negative feelings that you are, more emotions that you are going through right now.
Wow.
Because it's an experience, because, you know, we live in a world of duality. We all know without up, there's no down. Without left, there's no right. There's no black, there's no white, you know. You know, if we've never faced upset before, mm-hmm. we don't know what happiness mm-hmm. is. If we've never been bored before, we don't know what excitement is. So in that same sense, when you are going through that right now, you know, we would not be having this podcast show today. There would be nothing for you to interview me from if my life was, I was born, I was rich, wealthy, and happy. there would be no interview. Yes. I would have no discussion. It would be boring. It would be the most boring life I've lived. What? This guy's so boring. Because nothing happened in my life. Yeah. My life is exciting and interesting because of all the ups and downs, you know, of all the loss and all the failures and all the falling over. So in the same sense, right now, when you are down, you are not going to feel, oh, I'm on top of the world right now. No, but you're not supposed to, because you're down right now. But keep looking up. I like that saying when you say, if you look up, you can get up.
You can get up.
Yeah.
I have this also in my keynote. This is so interesting. Yeah. And also what you say before, I'm so happy for everything in the past. I'm so happy for the pandemic. So sorry about it. In this moment, I feel like, oh my God, everything is coming down. But today, I'm happy. But that's why we are here today. Yeah. Otherwise, I will be still in Switzerland.
That's right.
And that's why when you have these challenges, or to our audience, see this as a journey. This is a journey for our life.
That's right.
And we can give, of course, our experience to others. Mm. Wow. Before we wrap up, if you could give our listeners maybe 3 takeaways for their personal and spiritual journeys, what would it be?
I would say the first thing is to equip yourself. You mentioned before about finding purpose. And I remember somebody asking my spiritual master one time how to find their purpose. Mm-hmm. And his answer was, equip yourself. I was confused when I heard that answer, because I said, what does that mean? Equip myself with what? When you are equipped, you have purpose. When you're not, you don't have purpose. What does that mean? If one day, Daniela, you came over to my place for dinner, and I'm in the kitchen cooking, right? And then you come in and you say, is there anywhere I can help, right? And I say, oh, well, can you help me cut the vegetables? Oh, I don't know how to do that. Oh, well, can you help me wash the dishes? Oh, I've never done that before. I'm not good at that. Oh, can you just wash the pan? Oh, I'm scared of fire. I'll be like, well, Daniela, just wait in the living room. Imagine if other friends came along and other friends came in, they're all helping. How will Daniela feel in that moment? I'll feel, I've got no purpose here. Why am I here? Everybody seems to have a purpose. Why do you not have purpose? Because you're not equipped. You know, it's the same thing. It's like if someone came for a job, it's the same thing, right? And everyone else finds a job. Everyone finds what they're doing. And I don't know this. I don't know that. I don't know that. Why can you not find your purpose? You can't find your purpose because you're not equipped.
Yes.
How did I find my purpose? I equipped myself. I equipped myself with what? Learn. I learned speaking.
Yeah.
I grew up a shy introvert. I grew up with no confidence. It can be learned. So I equipped myself with that. You know, I equipped myself. Yeah. I learned marketing. I learned sales. I learned business. I equipped myself.
Yeah.
And now I'm equipped myself so much. Okay, guess what? I've got loads of purpose. I can do this. I can do that. I can do this. I can do that.
Same.
If you do not equip yourself, obviously there's nothing for you to do. Every day you'll be like, what am I supposed to do? I've got nothing I can do in this lifetime. Of course.
You have to work on yourself.
Yeah.
And never give up on learning every day. I think this
right.
is important. People give up, you know. We see so many on the Palm every day, you know, tourists are coming, say, oh, I have only 2 more days, and then I go back, and then the holidays are over, and they only live in this line. They don't like to learn something new. They don't educate themselves. And I think you have to come out of your comfort zone.
That's right.
Learn every day.
Find yourself a coach. Find yourself a mentor. Go out there, learn. You know,
Yes.
I think that's the number one.
Okay.
Right? The second thing, I highly recommend everybody to get outside of their comfort zone and hustle and grind every day. Now, that sounds very, very strange from somebody who teaches yoga, meditation, spirituality, and why are you talking about hustle and grind, right? Just like I mentioned before, I feel like one should venture out and open up all the doors, right? And is it that you're not going to fear, oh, but I fear that, oh, but I doubt that. Yeah, I know you will. And same do I. Same thing, when I've never done something before, I fear and I doubt too. But when you open all those doors, then you realize how much the world has to offer you.
Yes.
If you don't, you stay stagnant, you're trying to think, what am I supposed to do here? You'll never find it. So go out there, hustle and grind, work extremely, extremely hard, you know? Work really, really hard. You know, work every hour of every day for a period of time. I'm not saying you do it for the rest of your life, but do it for that strong period of time. It could be 6 months, it could be 1 year, it could be 3 years, right? But do it. Because when you open up and you venture out, you'll see, wow, there's so much in this world that I never knew before.
Yes.
You know, be daring. So I think that's the second thing. And the last thing has to be surrendering. Has to be. Now, this is where we go to the spiritual part. While you are hustling and grinding, you're going to have certain goals. I want to hit this financially. I want to be able to achieve a certain success, right? You've got things, you've got goals. While you're hustling and grinding, surrendering is extremely important. What does that mean? I'm going to try and open this door so I can get to that destination. When I open the door, it shows me something else. What do? Most people, I give up. Most people, I don't know why I can't succeed here. No. Surrendering means I believe and I trust that something showed me for a reason, right? A challenge happens. Oh, great. I get an opportunity to grow now, right?
Wow.
That's great, okay? Every challenge is a blessing in disguise, right? Or a redirection. Sometimes there's a blockage there. I'm keep pushing forward. It's not letting me push forward. I'm not going further here.
Yes.
That's fine. Why don't you change lanes? Just turn the other way and keep moving forward. Keep moving forward, but you'd have to change lanes, you know?
Yeah.
So, okay, let me try something else then, you know? That's extremely important. So every blockage is a redirection, right? And then what happens is, then you go forward, and then what happens is somebody, no, they're all stopping you. Everyone's stopping you, right?
Wow.
And everybody's rejecting you. Everybody, what do we say? We say, rejection is God's protection. So, That's great. So you're rejecting me because if I went that way, then something else would have went wrong. So great. Go and find another way.
This is very interesting what you're saying.
So what is it? It's surrender and flow.
Yes. It means like when you push, you like to reach a goal. You push, push, push. It doesn't happen. Then you find another direction. Wow. Very good. Wow.
We learned this in Tai Chi, you know. We say, and Bruce Lee used to speak about this a lot. He used to say, be like water, my friend. He says, water is powerful. Water always gets to its destination. What rocks are there? What stones is there? Water, as soft as it is, can penetrate through rock, and it will go around. Wow. So when I say we must learn to dance with the universe, it's saying everything that shows up for me is for me. Even at times when it doesn't seem that way, it's still for you. One day, when you're forward in life, you're looking back and you realize, oh, if that didn't happen, I would not be here right now.
Wow, you know? I have so many experiences like this. What you say before. You know, I was focused on different things in life. And then when I look back, I think, oh my God, this was not the Daniela from today, this was another Daniela. And I'm so happy that this situation not happened, or this job not happened for me. So,
some people are too stubborn, you know. I need it this way. You will have what you think your way is, you know. It's just like you came here to Dubai to relax.
Yes.
And now you're working all the time. I'm guessing you are, you know. And what is that then? That is when they say, you know, we have our plans and God has his plan for us.
Yes.
You know, so we got to trust, we got to surrender, we got to flow, and just enjoy the journey.
What I can say, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Daniela.
For all your insights.
And thank you for everything you do for the world. Really,
wow.
I'm like, although this is actually after so many years of connecting, kind of, you know, it's our first time connecting here, but, you know, I've been watching your journey and I've been feeling proud of you, actually.
Thank you so
really,
much.
because it's not easy. What you do is not easy. What you do for the people is not easy. Dedicating to the sport of helping people is not easy. And I just want to, you know, hats off to you, you know, thank you, thank you, thank you. You are a blessing in this world, really.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate this, and I'm so happy that we see each other today, finally, in person.
Thank you.
Thank you for this wonderful interview today.
Thank you.
To all our listeners, thank you for turning in the Daniela Baumann Show. I also want to invite you to our Women Leaders of the World event on November 23, where Master Sri Akarshana will be joining us as a special guest. It's a fantastic opportunity to connect and learn from inspiring leaders, so don't miss it. For more, visit womenleadersevents.com. If you found value in today's episode, please take a moment to follow us on YouTube, like this video, and leave a beautiful comment below. Your support means the world to us and helps spread our message even further. Remember, your journey is unique, and you have the power to create the life you desire. Until next time, keep shining your light.